welcome in, everybody. Come on in. Let's do this. Let me pull up the chat so I can speak. Chat. Okay, let me turn this one. Speak. Let me turn this one down. Okay. Hello, Growing with Hudson. Welcome in. Hello, Dan H. Welcome in. Vision Preparedness. Welcome in. Lashes, welcome in. Thank you for coming. GT Grows in Alaska, welcome in. Hope everybody's doing great. Just going to share a little bit of what I learned, my failures. That's what they were. But I'm just going to be sharing some things for someone who has not had their first time. Okay? Hello, Urban Garden Chronicles. Welcome in. Starduster 2, welcome in. Thank you for coming. Martika, welcome in. Thank you for coming. I have all my little notes here. I've been jotting down stuff since I came back. Hello, Sabby Joe. Welcome in. Thank you for coming. If you are going to be new to doing a bug out weekend, if you're like, diddle-dallying with it, trying to decide if there's something you want to do, then you may want to take a few notes. Not that you can do what I did, but sometimes when you hear something, it jogs something in your mind. It's like, okay, then I know, you do it whatever way it works for you. Hello, African Dreaming. Thank you for coming. Unbiased, thank you for coming. Welcome, official Jamia. Thank you for coming. Welcome, Lady Dagger Status. Thank you for coming. Welcome in. So you all don't need me to tell you how great the bug out weekend was because you have heard it repeatedly. But what can we say? What can we say? It was wonderful. So good to see. The only thing, which I'm so glad he's adding another day, because I did not get enough mingle time. If you all notice, I only videotape two things. My plans were to go around and do lives and ask people, who are you? We take pictures together. I didn't get to do any of that. Why? Because your girl was dog tired. And when I say dog tired, I mean dog tired. So I want to put dog tired in your mind before I get started, because all the way through this, the things that I did or did not do is because I was dog tired. So let me just put that out on the table right now. Rocking the AC, yes. Which it would be wonderful if we did do it in the fall so I don't have to rock the AC, because you know that joker is not lightweight. But yeah, I am going to get started. Whoever, hi, Mona. Thank you for coming. So, whoever is not, oh, hi, Gina, you're here. You got your pencil ready, Gina? If anybody wants to come up somewhere doing this, you just, I don't know what I'm doing. You just got to tell me what to do. I did hit copy, and I guess all I do is hit the chat and paste it. But, okay, let's start off. Purchasing a tent. These are just some things that I looked for. I'm not suggesting anybody do anything I did. All of this is what I did, okay? Because I am a tall girl, I was looking for a tent that was my height, and I knew what I was going to bring into this tent, so I was looking for the space. So even though when I purchased the tent, it said 8-person, 2 rooms, but when it came, it was 3 rooms. Even better, okay? So just look for that when you are searching for a tent. You want to make sure you're not gonna have to bend over, which I have to tell you, the ends. So the one in the middle was 6 feet tall, but the ones on the end, they were not 6 feet tall. So I did have to bend when I went into those areas. Okay, another thing that I learned, because I did have sleeping bags there, but I slept on a lawn chair, which that's what we called them back in the day. I don't know what they call them now. I'm old school. I slept on a lawn chair. Lawn chairs have changed, okay? This lawn chair was not the least bit comfortable, okay? Welcome in, Cheryl Faulkner. Thank you for coming. Okay, I would imagine everyone can hear me okay, because I don't see anyone saying that you can't. Okay, hello, G Mama Groves. Thank you for coming. Okay, so this lounge chair was not comfortable. The reason I chose a lawn chair is because, I have the breathing issue, right? The reflux stuff. You cannot lay flat. You have to be at an angle. And because I knew I was not going to be able to fit my wedge pillow, because you saw my card, I knew I was not going to be able to fit the wedge pillow in there. So at the last minute, I ordered this, because lawn chairs, you could put it at levels. You can bring yourself up, you can take yourself down. That thing was horrible. And I remember back in the day in the parks, we would get up on that thing and sleep for hours. Nope, not anymore. Okay, let's go to, okay, so if you are planning to come to a bug out weekend. Hello, Tamika Davis. Thank you for coming. Welcome in, Patty. Thank you for coming. If you are planning one of these in your future, you need a partner in crime, a road dog, a ride or die, a side chick, or whatever you want to call that person. You need someone who is as equally invested in this trip as you are. Okay? Because there is a lot of packing, unpacking, loading, unloading, setting up, and breaking down. It's not meant for one person. I'm sure maybe one person can do it. I'm not a spring chicken. It was a bit much for me. Okay. Make sure you have someone who has a passion for what you are doing, because that way you know you have help. That's a number one. You want to make sure you do that one. Um, okay, let me see if I'm trying to not get behind, because I'm always missing someone. Okay, road dog, side chick, what? You know what I'm saying? Whoever this person is, put an air mattress on top of the chair. Hmm. See there? That's what this family is all about. Okay. Hi, Shakira. Welcome in. Thank you for coming. Okay. Okay. I would suggest, within all that I just said, stuff in the car. And it is no just packing. It's not like you know what you're going to take. You're going to put it in that car. You're going to take off. No, absolutely not. You're going to pack that car. You're going to unpack that car. You're going to pack that car. You're going to unpack that car, because you're trying to squeeze everything in there. And you're not going to get it right the first time. That's why you hear us saying it taking us 2 hours. And you might not can fathom why did it take them 2 hours to pack a car. Because when you put it in there the first time, and as you bringing stuff out and you realize, okay, this is not going to fit. So you got to pull stuff back out, and it's never ended. Okay. That's why you need the road dog. You need somebody there to help you. Okay. This is tiresome. I was tired the whole time. I slept all day Sunday, part of all day Monday, part of Tuesday. Okay. I'm not a spring chicken. That was a lot of work for me. So I suggest you get that body in shape. Okay. I did a video called Just Move. Fits in perfectly right here. Because if you don't have those lungs prepared to do all this moving and walking and moving and walking and pushing and pulling, you feel like you're having a heart attack. You're panting. And like I said in that video, some people probably feel like they're having a heart attack, and probably seriously may go to the emergency room and think they're having a heart attack. But the thing is, if you do not exert a lot of energy and keep your lungs moving, that's the way they're going to perform for you. You have to do a lot in order for your lungs to do a lot. If you work that 9 to 5 job and then you come home, you shower, you get dinner ready, you sit down to eat, you may watch a little TV, YouTube, and you're in the bed. That is no exertion of the lungs whatsoever. So if you are planning one of these, start early. Get them lungs to expand, inhaling and exhaling. Inhaling and exhale, whatever that entails, whatever your little workout thing that you want to do, that's what you need to do. Because when you are not using your lungs, you literally feel like you are having a heart attack. And the more you do it, then it opens up and you're going to feel better. Say like you start walking, and then as you walk, then you notice a couple days later so that you walked a little further, felt a little better, walked a little further, felt a little better. That's because your lungs are keeping up with that pace of that walking. But when you are sitting around, lounging, and just doing everyday things, your lungs are not working to the capacity that they need to. So if you ever have to break and run, that's why you just, and if you got those lungs in shape, you can go a little further before you have to do that. So that's just a little key something. And I call myself doing that because I am a critical thinker. I think about things before I know I'm going to do them. So I called myself trying to get my lungs to capacity. But the fact that it did not matter when you're doing everything by yourself. Okay? It did not matter that I got a little extra oxygen in these lungs. It did not matter. Get your road dog. Okay? Um, what I did was I generated a list. When I first signed up and said, okay, I'm going, I generated a camping list. I think I might have it on here. And what I did was I broke that list up into 3 sections. I had everything that I needed for the entire trip. That was the one list. The second list was things I needed to do the week of. And those things were, hold on, let me speak to some people. Hello, Gloria Elliott. Welcome in. Thanks for coming. Chocolate Drop, welcome in. Thanks for coming. Penny Pincher, welcome in. Thank you for coming. Okay, I think that's it. So the second list, okay, which I said was what I needed to do the week of. That entailed checking all batteries in lanterns, anything that needed to be charged up, charged it up. Generators, make sure they was all on 100%. Because look at the fact that I wasn't able to use my generators, my solar panels, because we never got them to working. Just think, had I went there with 3/4 or a half filled generators, they would not have lasted till, Saturday morning. Okay? Or was it Sunday morning? Yeah, Saturday morning. That's when we started having the problems and everybody was trying to fix them. And some of them still work. It was just when you see yourself getting low, then I had to start moving them around, trying to use this one for cooking and this one for hot water. And, I had to start moving them around because I'm keeping an eye on the numbers as they go down, as I'm trying to see if they're going to get these solar panels to work. And then the third list was things that needed to be purchased, which was whatever food items that I wanted to cook and take with me. And I pre-cooked everything, so it wasn't like I was out there cooking a full course meal that would have taken longer, that would take up more of your generator, okay? So if you got things pre-cooked, or if you want to completely cook it and just heat it up, that works, because you have to start thinking. That's why I say you have to have critical thinking when you plan for these. And I thought about all this ahead of time. I knew I wanted to just use my energy for the small amount of time as possible. Okay? Okay, I don't think I see anyone else. If I did miss anyone, my lovely moderators will hit you up. I apologize if I miss you. Hello, Audacity Dawning. Welcome in. Thank you for coming. Mike's Chaotic Garden. Welcome in. Thank you for coming. Ex-New York City Prepper. Thank you for coming. Welcome in. Okay, the next thing that was on my list was label. Now, this is something that I will do next time. Because, see, that's what they say. This is not just a bunch of talk. When everybody is telling you to get out and practice your preps, that's just not some talk. This works. Because what I did, now I thought I was pretty prepared, and I think I still was, but still, I still learned some things that I should have done. Okay, so what I mean by just, okay, so this is one of the bags I take, and it's still heavy because it still got a bunch of stuff in it. What I will do next time is I will put a label, just tape a label on the outside, or I'll put it on the inside. But I prefer it on the outside. What that label helps you with is because I had a lot of these bags, right? And so every time I went to look for something, because I know I had it, right? I went through every bag looking for these things. Went through this bag, couldn't find it. Pulled another bag over. Went through this bag, couldn't find it. Went through all of these bags, started over, went through all. I mean, I did this probably 2 to 3 times on some of these bags, looking for things that I knew was in this bag. One of those things that I was looking for is because generators, all generators do not have that safety plug. So I had a whole bag of the 3-way plug adapters. Had a whole bag, and I knew I had these. Could not find them. But had I labeled these on the outside of that bag, I would have been content with that one bag. I wouldn't have went through these bags 3 and 4 times to never find it. But guess what? When I got home and started unpacking things, this was sitting right on top. I bullcrap you not. It was sitting right on top. But I didn't see it the whole time I was looking for it. You know, when you digging, you just kind of pushing stuff to the side. But had I known this was written on the outside of the bag and I couldn't find it, I would have pulled everything out of that bag, because if this label said this is in there, then I would have known this was in there. So that is something I would do next time. I will label everything that's inside of that bag on the outside, so I can just work with that bag when I'm looking for that one particular item. You did that too, Stardust? Yeah, that is a good tip. That about drove me crazy going through those. Hello, Mrs. D's Hollywood Garden. And I'm telling you, hello, Yaya's Best Life. I did not do that one time, 2 times, or I did that repeatedly looking for stuff. I went through all these bags. So, yes, that was a good thing that I will do next time. And another thing, speaking on labeling, I will also label the bags. I will put tent inside, something to reference to the inside of the tent. Because after I got in the tent, got comfortable, it's pitch black out there. We did do a good job, though. Everyone had lights up, but it's night and those lights up and those mosquitoes are trying to come in with you. So I did realize some things that I needed inside the tent. They were outside the tent. And I was not going out there to get it. So that's another labeling I'm going to do. Everything that's supposed to be in there with me, I am going to put that on the bag. So when I am sorting things out, putting things, because I set up my little kitchen area, and that's where most of the extra stuff was. So that's where some of the stuff was that I actually needed on the inside, and I didn't want to go out there and get it. So that's another helpful hint for myself. Another tip for me is to do that. If you would like to, support the channel, consider. Yes, thank you. Consider. Okay. Did everybody have spoken to? Okay. Another thing that I learned this without even, it didn't take much for me to learn this, because after it turns dark, like I said, we all have lights around our tent. Mosquitoes are everywhere. Mosquitoes follow light. So what I did is every time I had to go into my tent, I went in the tent in the dark. Because I had a light on my head, and I had them, the ones that I showed you I had these hooked to my little battery packs. And so these are what I had. And so I would not turn them on until after I got in the tent, zipped up the top zipper and the bottom zipper, and then I would turn on the light. Because if you try to turn that on to see your way into the tent, all of those mosquitoes are going to follow you into the tent. Okay, so that was something else I learned. You could also color code your bags: blue for water, red for fire, orange for electronics, etc. Absolutely. Great tip. Thank you, Vision. Hello, 755 Media. Thank you for coming. Okay. This is another one. That ride or die, that home girl, that partner, that road dog, whoever you have with you, in the event that it rains, you can say, you go close the windows of the tent, I'll go cover up the electronics. I was so focused on the electronics, I did not realize the window was open until pretty much after the rain had stopped. And so I was happened to be sitting like right across from the window, and then I said, oh, I wonder, did it rain? And then I looked through the window, I said, oh, it did. It's a big old puddle in there. And I'm like, oh my God. Yes, because the window was still open. It still would have been wet in there because once I went in to examine, it was wet in all four corners, which is where the rain trap, it's like this, and there is mesh under it. Well, if the wind blow, the rain went in between the rain flap and the mesh. So all four corners did get wet. But yes, I had to sleep in the wet. My entire area, my bed, the cushion, yes, I had to sleep in the wet. I had a puddle, so I had to clean all of that, dry all of that up, and sleep in the wet. Okay? So just remember, designate, you go do this, I'll go do this. Okay? Okay. Okay. And another thing I learned, how we go on trips. I don't know if you all do this, but this is what we do. When we, take road trips, how you getting gas on your way there. And then once you get into the town, that you still probably got maybe a half a tank of gas or maybe a little less. And so you do all your ripping and running through the town or whatever, going out to dinner, whatever you do. And then it's just something we do. We fill up on the way out. So I learned on this trip to fill up once I get into that town and I see that I'm near my destination, I'm going to fill up because as you saw, my solar panels did not work. And I actually had to sit in the car and charge up one of the generators. I did not mind because it was piping hot out there. So I did get in there and relax with the air conditioner on because, you have to have the engine running. And I charged it up to like a decent amount, that I thought, because it was just a small generator, which I was only using for small things. But I learned to, and then I kept like keeping my eye on the gas, which it really never moved. But I thought about that at that time. I'm like, well, maybe that's a good thing to do. Fill your tank up when you get in town in case you have to sit in your car and charge up the generator. So that's something else I learned. I pulled a tick off of my neck yesterday like a vampire. Big problem where I live. Oh, so it's where you live and not where we were. I was about to. That air conditioner must have really felt good. Well, I really whether it we couldn't get the solar panels to work, and so I really didn't get to. And it was such a blessing. I'm telling you, it was such a blessing because the whole time they were working, they worked. I mean, they tirelessly worked to get those generators. For me, the solar panels. Shout out to old Mutt's nephew. He worked tirelessly trying to get those up for me, and it didn't happen, but he did try. And I was going to classes during the time. So I was up under the pavilion, and I really, I had my little, what's on me right now, my little fan, or I had my little spray bottle fan. And but if I had to just like sit at the tent area, yeah, I would have been just like super hot, which is why I am voting for the fall bug out. But anyway, yeah. And that thing is heavy. Like I said, I wouldn't want to have to carry that again, but I know I need it. I cannot be overheated. So I did not just take it to just take it. I took it because I needed it. I know my body. Okay. And the days ahead, because I was going back and forth, should I take it? Should I not take it? And the days ahead, just me running to the store or going out into the garden, I realized how overheated to the point I was feeling sick. And so I'm like, okay, I better take it. So, it wasn't just something I just wanted to do. It was something that I needed to do because I saw how I was feeling. Okay. Hello, Erica, my fly family. Welcome in. Is that everybody? Okay. So, okay. Okay, fill up the tank. Okay. Okay, potty patrol. I was always concerned listening to, the people that camp a lot talk about, having your little porta potty. And my concern, it's froze. Okay, how do I unfreeze it? Oh, okay, there I am. I was concerned about the smell from the porta potty because I have a weak stomach. I don't do smell. Oh my God, I absolutely cannot do smell. I would be dry heaving and ready to barf. Okay, so what I did was this is still the rest of it in here. Okay, this is kitty litter in here, right? Then I poured, see, this was up here at the top. I poured all of this in there. This is smell ease and it gels because what I didn't want to deal with is leakage. I don't mind having to, I had all my gloves and everything. I just wanted to be able to tie it off and put it away, which I had a bigger bucket, which when I emptied that every day, I would put it in the bigger bucket that had a tight lid. But I must say, I did not smell anything. Not only did I have the smell ease, I had 6 packets of the poop gel. So I wanted, and it also, they not only gel, but they are for odors as well. I had my spray already prepared because I didn't believe the hype that it was not going to smell. It did not smell. Okay. That was a pleasant surprise. So, Smell Ease is not cheap, but I got it off of Amazon. And the poop gel, which also came off of Amazon, and this wasn't expensive at all. So that's what I use for the potty. Hello, Emma. Design with Emma. Welcome in. Thank you for coming. Grandma, are you going to need a heat source for? Oh, do I need to break it out? Oh no, baby. Yeah. I actually thought I'll get to that point, but I do. They're sitting right here in front of me on the floor. I do, and I have some with the lowest, so they won't use up much energy. Not only that, but I'm going to get to it soon. I can't believe I did that, but we're getting to it. Okay. And the fact that it was in the 90s and I didn't smell anything, that was super duper awesome because, I heard people say, you could use this, but I wasn't believing the hype. I was a little fearful because I didn't want to be in a, that's me. That's my MO. Okay. So I was concerned about that. Okay. Take the time to learn your generators and solar panels. Now I thought I did because we had set up some, but but it wasn't the ones because I had taken those Harbor Freights and old Mutt's nephew put the adapters on them. So I had never used them before. So have your knowledge is power when you're going to be using these things. So I just suggest you do that little homework as well. And and I think most people do check the temps ahead of time. I started with 14 days, which is why I saw rain in there somewhere. But by the time it was time for the event, the rain was not showing up on the radar. But from history, I've learned that if you see rain in there and then it disappears, that rain is coming. So I was kind of prepared for the rain. I knew temps were going to drop at night. So I was prepared for temps to drop at night. Now, this is where I failed myself. Okay. I knew that the temps were going to drop at night. Not only was I uncomfortable, I literally froze. Literally froze. I didn't have to. Why? Because I checked the temps before I left. I had my thick footies that come all the way up to my calves. I had a heated mattress. And because going back to the beginning, when I told you I was tired, I was so tired I could not even mentally focus. I cannot believe I froze for 2 nights and I had leggings, thick, I mean super thick. These are the winter ones, super thick, and a heating pad. And I literally froze for 2 nights straight. And the prepared Irishman told me, because we were talking, because he was saying he didn't sleep well, and I was telling him I didn't sleep well. And then I was telling him I was cold. He said, cold? He said, you mean like right now? I was like, yeah. And then I told him I slept on that lounger. And he said, no, you need to be on the floor. When you sleep up, then the coolness is just going to go around your body. That it did. That it did. But had I just remembered, I'm telling you, I was so freaking exhausted. I was exhausted. I was hot. I had not eaten. I was weak and tired because I was just going, going, going. That's why I say, have you a road dog who is equally invested in this as you are? And you won't have to bust your butt. So I was just totally tired and I just couldn't think. And when I got home and started unpacking this stuff, I was so irritated to know I froze for 2 nights when I knew I did my homework. I knew it was going to be cold at night. I knew it was going to be hot during the day. Hello, New Orleans Garden. Thank you for coming. Welcome in, Virginia Bushcrafter. Welcome in. Thank you for coming. Is that it? If I missed anyone, I apologize. I hope this is helping some of those who plan to do this in the near future. Okay. Bugs. There were a lot of bugs. There was a lot of spiders. There was a lot of big ants. And if you all remember me doing my 40 questions and it asks about phobia, you know, I said my phobia was brown recluse, which is a spider, right? There were thousands of spiders. I did not freak out, ironically, but I had I not only had my bug away, which was for my body, I had my white vinegar, which was to spray around the chairs, around my tarps, around my tent, and I just kept routinely doing that. I had the cutter. This is not for my body. This is also for the grounds around where I am sitting and camping. I had that. Also, I had 100% peppermint ball. I had stuffed, see, that's all left. I had stuffed this with about 75 cotton balls. So if you came to my camp and you saw all these little white balls all around the tent, around the floor, that's what it was. It was 100% peppermint because bugs do not like these strong scents. So the first day, I had to deal with the little tiny spiders. That second day after that big rain, those spiders, I bullcrap you not, was that big. They looked like they was on stilts. But I had all of my stuff, and so I just kept on routinely treating my area. So okay. Vision and Virginia, do y'all do the hot tent camping? Good thing now you know. Yes, 755. There were definitely bugs there, but that's what you have to expect in the summertime. But you just got to be prepared. That's why I'm hoping thick wool socks, your feet will counteract a bunch of heat loss, plus will keep your feet warm even when wet. He's throwing out some information here. Oh, you just not gonna leave me in my refrigerator alone. Oh, he's 755. Yes, I was prepared, honey. I just can't do heat like that. Okay, another thing, which critical thinking. When I first purchased, generators and things, I just had them all in the little bags. And one day I was sitting up thinking, I said, if it ever came to a time where someone is helping me. I said, and everybody's pulling out cables and wires, and then they all get mixed up. I won't know what is what. So that prompted me. Now, I didn't have to write on the outside of this one because this was a see-through netted bag. So I went through and I labeled everything, every cable, every box, everything. So in the event that all of these wires get pulled out and at the end of the day, you don't know what belongs to what, I was able to slide everything back into its bag because everything was labeled. That was wonderful. Okay. And I would suggest bringing extra towels, just in case you do have a leak, that you can dry it up, because I was able to, go around and dry everything up. I couldn't dry my mattress up, but I was able to dry up the flooring because I had extra towels. I would suggest if you're going in the summertime and you have breathing issues, have your little machines or whatever it is you need, that your pumps or whatever, because that heat and humidity can overtake you. Okay. Like myself, when I get, and I kept thinking all of this beforehand because I told you how I am with my allergies. And all I could think about is when I get overheated, I come in the house. I'm like, I can't go in the house. So, okay, I'm stuck out in here. So that's why I was super prepared with the things that I needed for my body, because I know there was no running in the house. Okay. Um, okay, and another thing, bags. The bags that I brought, which I'm glad I did, like the one I just showed you. I did zippers on every side. Zippers, 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 zippers everywhere. And because of the amount of bugs, my big mama ants and all of that, you will not have to worry about them getting inside of your bag. So throwing those things up over your shoulders that's wide open, you're going to have some visitors in there. So it's a good thing to always, whatever bags you're bringing, make sure they can close up. Okay. Okay, so things that I had to take out of the car before I even left the house because they would not fit. Okay. So I had bought a piece of an indoor-outdoor carpet because I knew the gravel, because you take your shoes off before you go into the tent. You don't want to track all of that inside your tent. So you take your shoes off outside your tent. I knew that gravel would probably be hard on my feet, and it was. So I had a piece of outdoor and indoor carpet, which I had to leave that. I actually had a second smaller pop-up tent, which the ones that just go whoop. And because I had read doing reviews that a lot of people were saying, oh, the tent was great until it rained. And so I'm like, okay, well, what if I do get rained on? I don't want to sleep in the rain. I'll have this second pop-up tent. So because of room, I had to remove that second tent. I had to remove my bug out bag, okay, because it is a nice size. And don't Joan on me. Don't Joan on me. Okay, you are on a Joan on my refrigerator. But yes, I was bringing an ice machine. Okay, I couldn't take my ice machine because I knew what, with the temperatures being what they were, I made ice for 2 days, had a bag full of ice, but I knew with that temperature that ice was not going to last. And no, it didn't. That's why I had to call for reinforcement and get more ice. And I knew that everything could not go inside the Boudoir V. I still needed that ice as well. So don't talk about me. Don't judge, okay? That would Oh my God. Yeah, you all probably really would have talked about me bad some more. Um, I have to leave. Have a blessed night. Thank you for coming. Thanks, Grandma. I have to label my cards. Yes. Ice machine. Yes. You all gonna leave me alone. And okay, I'm moving on. Yes, I was going to bring an ice machine. I'm moving on. Okay, so things I did not use. And then you have to ask yourself, should I not bring them next time because I didn't use it? And I'm on the fence about that because just because I did not use it, and it just might be me because I am over the top. You all have all made that clear. But I'm wondering, just because I didn't use it this time, could I have possibly needed it? Maybe another time. But anyway, these are the things I did not use. I had an outdoor extension cord. I had my tape. I mean, I could have got a split in the floor or something. You know, I needed this. Okay. I had some zip ties. I don't know. I might have needed to tie something together. I had my dagger with me. Did I need that? So you all tell me, do I not need to bring these things next time? I think that the tape should stay, you know, even if everything else has to go. And I did have my little handy dandy because I didn't know enough about solar. And because somebody else was working on my solar, I did not know if this is something that they may need to, you know, to use, which is the electronic uh, usage monitor, which I guess tells you how much volts or whatever. So I did not use that. And you see, I did use tons of my clips because I was able to clip my tarps around. Okay. So this is stuff that I did not use. Okay. Okay. Okay, so I do know I do not need, I brought my soap. I know it was full filled to the top though, but I did bring soap, which this is something I did not have to bring, and I probably will not bring it again. I also had my mosquito things stuck in the ground around the opening of my tent. So just because. Okay. Um, okay. I'm winding this down. You all okay, you all might have seen all these white buckets hanging out of my car when I took the picture of the car. Well, the purpose of the buckets was one you see, the one had the kitty litter in it. The big red one was the one that I was emptying the toilet thing to and tying them off into there until I go empty it. And the white ones were for bathing, okay? Because I had my little tea kettle. Now it was for making coffee and it was for boiling water. And you know, I had the big 4-gallon water with the pump on it. So you boil some water, then you mix it with some regular water and you can bathe. So that's what the white buckets were for, bathing. Don't y'all be judging me on here now. Okay. Let me make sure I did not skip anything. Okay. Okay, so these are my shout outs, my thank yous, and my appreciation. Thank you, Gina versus Gina, for helping me get my electronics in the car before the rain. poured down on them. And thank you for the ice. Thank you, Trent, for the hospitality. Thank you, Melissa, for emptying my trash and constantly asking me if I needed anything. Thank you, Sister Maria's Kitchen, for checking on me, complimenting me on my setup, and asking me if I need anything. Thank you to the entire Triple Threat crew. My plan was, because we lost 2 hours getting there because of traffic. I mean, it wasn't a bad traffic. It was just, it had narrowed down to 1 lane because of due to construction. So that just taken 2 hours away. So when you get there, you know you don't want to get caught. You know what you have. You know what you need to set up. You know the clock is ticking. And so my thing was to set, because the sun was beaming. So my thing was to set up the canopy and put some chairs on it, because I've never set up this tent before, and it's a big tent. So if I get tired while trying to set it up, I could sit down and rest. So I knew exactly what was going to be the first things that went out. Okay. So when I brought out the tent, which was the very first thing, and I brought a tarp because I didn't want to put all my stuff on the ground. So as I'm bringing out stuff and putting it down, hello, Gigi Naturals. Thank you for coming. Welcome in. Nikki, thank you for coming. Welcome. Deborah Garrett, thank you for coming. Welcome. And so I brought the tent, put the tent down. I went and grabbed some chairs and things, and I was putting them down, and I turned around and I see this young man opening up my tent, and I said, hello. And he said, hi. I said, are you Tasha's son? Yes, ma'am. I said, you're going to put that tent together? Yes, ma'am. I went straight into Holy Ghost, thank you, Jesus, praise the Lord mode. Because I remember I'm exhausted, okay? I'm tired, haven't had much food, had 1 meal per day. That's no fuel. And I'm plant-based, so you know that's not even real food. So I'm working on weakness, okay? So he started putting his tent together. Then his sister rolls up and she walks right up to him and she started putting it on. And then the mama, who is way across, hear them say, where's the direction? She walks up with her phone. What's the name of it? Where did you get it from? And I'm like, baby, straight Holy Ghost mode. Do you hear me? And it taking me back to the live that I was on last week, when these men were saying they don't care what, if they see a woman struggling with a case of water, anything heavy, they are not helping them. And it threw me back, because I'm thinking of when we was raised back in my day, that was unheard of. To just see someone struggling with something and not even, they might even say no thank you. But to not even, I was blown away by that conversation. And when these kids walked up and took over, I said, now that's what I'm used to. These kids were raised right. So not only did the Triple Three put up the tent, they put up the canopy, they put up the lights, whom I got all kind of compliments about how great my lights look. This family of 3 did all of that. Because I told you, I was tired, okay? So I was very grateful, absolutely grateful. And that young man kept coming back, kept going to get the heavy stuff out. It was, oh my God, it was awesome. So I did not get everybody's name, but if you know that I was walking with something heavy and you asked me, can I help you with that? Or you just came and took it from me. I thank you from the bottom of my heart because I was tired. And I had to just make 1,000 trips, just 1,000 trips in and out. And so any little bit of help I got, I was so appreciative. Okay. So thank you to Mutt for sending your nephew over there to help me. Thank everybody who gave me compliments. Thank you, Hudson Valley, for the great conversation. You and Mad Shad. Thank you, Indian, the Virginia bushcrafter, who literally laid on my tent to suck all the air out in order to roll it up, to squeeze it back in that bag that at the time appeared to be this big, and you know that tent was that big. I thank you from the bottom of my heart. Anybody, Vision just making his rounds, what do you need? Can I help you with something? If he couldn't help you, he said, well, let me go get so-and-so. Let me find you somebody. That was awesome. I know the next one is going to be all. It can only get better. It cannot go down. It's going to go up because this was as new for him as it was for us who had never done this before. And he got all kind of props, so he already knows. He did an awesome job, and that's how you learn. So he learned what to do better next time, if that's at all possible. But I thank everybody who did. I thank everybody who taught the classes. So that's all I wanted to say. I just wanted to thank everybody, and it was wonderful. I pray I could come next year because, I don't have the best eyesight, so I always have to have a driver. I always said if I got rich, I was going to hire me a driver because I do have a lot of eye trouble and just the straining. I mean, I could drive locally, but just the long distance and the straining is a lot for me. So I'm excited about next year in hopes that I can, which I'm going to do my best to come. But let me go because I think I've said enough. But I hope if you've never gone on one, you learned something. And Dan H was very helpful in the chat. He is putting in information. He also, great conversation with him as well. Anybody that repeatedly, now people might have spoke when they saw you for the first time, but there was some that stopped you each and every time you passed them and had something to say. I'm glad to finally meet you. I'm glad I've been chatting with you and now I get to talk to you. Wonderful atmosphere. And I thought about at home, like sleeping out in this park, didn't have a care in the world. There was no worries. I felt totally protected with everybody around me. So that's all I have to say. I thank everybody for joining me on this live. I'm thanking everybody who's going to. What will you do differently next time? Well, that's why I'm hoping that it's not in the winter. I mean, it's not in the summer, so I don't have to bring as much because my heaters are way smaller than that air conditioner. And I'm hoping I'm not as tired next time, so I can actually watch people put my things. Well, I did see them. I did watch because I was eating when they put the canopy together. So I did see how they did that. But that tent, I was unloading the car. So I did not see how they put that tent together. So that's something I would like to, even I do still want help. Don't get me wrong. I still want help, but I want to visually be a part of it so I can know how to do it, because I had put all the polls together for them while they was trying to figure things out, trying to Google it and everything, but I did not put it together. So that is definitely what I want to do different, is I want to know how to put these things together. I want to know how to put my own solar together. I want to go around and mingle with people and talk to people. I didn't get a chance to do that because I was always doing something. I'm telling you, I was just so tired. So yeah, that's what I would do different. And I'm sure there's some other things that's just not popping off the top of my head. And I would hope I don't have to pack that car like I had to, because that packing and unpacking and packing and unpacking and packing and unpacking, that put me over the edge. Okay. Hi, Miss Shirley OG. Don't forget. Okay. I am a wellspring of knowledge and willing to help. Absolutely. So you, Jihad, can you drop? Oh, he don't really have a page. I think I heard you say that yesterday. You all can always find Dan H. I don't know if he has, I don't know what he has, but he's always in Visions of Live. If you all need anything, he is a wealth of information. So if you, like I said, if you are preparing to do this, just reach out to the experts. But it was a good time. And they made everybody feel comfortable. Nobody was sitting. You know how sometimes there's events and somebody's sitting alone all by themselves? That was not here, okay? Everybody had somebody to talk to, because they was gonna come up and talk to you whether you was ready for it or not. Okay, everybody was there for everybody, and that is awesome. So I'm going to end this. Thank you, 755. I greatly appreciate that, and I hope it helped others. Thank you, Patty. I appreciate that. Okay, so for my giveaway, I am going to give away 4 things. Okay? That was not there. It was such a great time. Okay, so my giveaways. I know some people cannot use my products due to allergies or whatever. So, to the first 4 people who emailed me at myrenaissancegrandma.com, the first 4, let me know if you want 2 bars of my soap or you want 3 packs of seeds. If you want 3 packs of seeds, name the seeds you want. Okay? First 4 people, myrenaissancegrandma.com. Let me know if you want 2 bars of my homemade soap or if you want 3 packs of seeds. Okay? And I want to thank everybody for coming. God bless you all. Hope to see you all. Erica, I am looking forward to you and your family. So I hope the world is still standing, because we got to meet each other, okay? We all got to get together. We got to spend some time. We did not get to do that, okay? I was too busy doing this and that. I want to sit down and chill and just chat, okay? Hug on some people. So God bless you all. I love you. I'll pray for you. You pray for me, and we'll watch God change things. God bless everybody. Love you. Let me see if any lasting comments before I roll up out of here. Platypus is the best one. Okay, I'm gonna have to read these later because I don't know what everybody is talking about. But if you have not come to one, hey, give it a try. And I hope some of these little tips helped you because I learned as I went. And like I said, I feel good about the things I had. I really do. But you see, I still learned some things. And like I said, don't forget to label your stuff, label your bags. It's going to make it a lot easier for you. Have your sidekick ready to get in there, do the work. Because if you all get in there and get the work done, then the rest of your time is to chill and relax and go learn something. Okay? So God bless you all. Great tips. Thank you for sharing your experience. Thank you. I saw it backwards. You saw what backwards? Stay safe, everyone. All right, you all. Bye bye.